I'm Cape Jewel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Aquaman, issue number 6. Arthur Curry and Mera are coming head-to-head with the new Superman, but is he friend or foe? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alrighty then, so as the comic opens up, the King of Atlantis is staring down the Man of Steel. In a nice little allusion to Dark Knight Returns, Arthur basically says, Superman, I see you're being a tool of the government, hey? Soup says that that's ridiculous, that the president reached out to him for help, and because this is still a new, older Superman, still trying to establish himself in this strange new world, it makes sense that he would be willing to try and help out the president to cozy up to the government, even just a little bit to prove that he himself is not a threat. The timeline of this meeting is also a little difficult to place. On one hand, I kind of got the feeling that this was the first time this newer Superman and Aquaman were meeting each other for the first time, but then you take the events of Justice League into account and what's happening in the main Superman and Action Comics book, and really it just kind of boggles the mind. I read it like they were meeting for the first time. For all the destruction Aquaman and Mera caused escaping from military custody, Superman more or less says that he has to come with him. Aquaman doesn't want to fight and is ready to leave, and from here it's basically one giant comedy of errors. Superman says that the Atlantean military has already been mobilized to attack the surface. Of course, Aquaman had no idea this was going on. It was his Queen Regent Tula who did the deed, but only because she thought her king was in danger. Arthur actually gets a little offended that Clark won't give him the benefit of the doubt in this situation, especially when we stop and consider how many times villains have tried to ruin Superman's good name. Eventually, as is so often the case in these highly charged situations, things break down. Superman clocks Aquaman in the Aqua Jaw, and Mera returns the favor by hitting him quite far. Jeez, don't mess with Mera, that lady's got herself a nasty right hook, I say. The two heroes continue to argue for the next little bit, not really making it anywhere, but Superman more or less says that if Arthur doesn't play nice in the next little bit, he'll be forced to. It's at that point help comes in the form of the Atlantean military rolling up with their giant sea monsters. This means the king will get to leave, but it doesn't really make him look innocent, which is kind of unfortunate. As the comic winds down, Aquaman and Mera return to Atlantis. Arthur says to Mera that they might be in serious trouble and that they're going to have to fix this ASAP lest they earn the wrath of Superman right next to the wrath of the American government. Aquaman number 6 was a strong conclusion to this newest arc, even if it didn't feel like a conclusion at all. Oh sure, Aquaman and Mera got to walk free, but this is just going to kick off a much bigger storyline. It would be really easy to compare the showdown between Aquaman and Superman to the one Superman and Batman had in Dark Knight Returns. In fact, I did compare it during the review, and the writer compared it as well. Only I would argue this situation is much more complicated. Neither party was really at fault here, it just looked like they were. Superman thought he was containing a potentially dangerous situation, and he was. Aquaman was just trying to leave after being wrongly convicted, which he was. But fate and circumstance conspired to make these two heroes enemies, and we did get to see them fight, and hey, they're more evenly matched than you might have thought. Once again, there's a really great undercurrent in this newest run of socio-political commentary saying that what Aquaman does just doesn't reflect him, but his entire people, his entire country. That's a lot of weight for one dude to carry on his shoulders, and it's hard not to start an international incident just by waking up in the morning, it seems. Also, while I skipped over it in the recap portion, there's some great stuff this issue too involving Black Manta and Nemo. He's had a really fun arc set in the background of this newest comic, and I can't wait to see where it eventually goes. Overall, this was some pretty good stuff. I would give this one an 8 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Jewel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.